How are we doing, lads? Welcome to another episode in the cannoning series. So last episode I sort of talked about the methodology behind OE stacking, overstacking, and OSRB. In this next video here, I'm going to be using multi-dispensers to sort of show you how you can come upon your own ratios. So right now we've got a standard sort of multi-dispenser setup for the timings that I'm going to be using on the... I don't need that one there. The timings that I'm going to be using on the... probably the 2sec 384, I'm thinking. So we've got 2 ticks between the powers. Again, we're using 0 to 6.59. 150 sand, and I actually want to change the hammer to 450 TNT. So at the end of the last episode, I think it was last episode, I did end up calculating the amount of TNT we are going to need for this 384, and it is 450. So what we're going to do is we're going to go multi-M 450, and then we're going to put that there. Okay. So that's the very, very first start of it. So what we're going to do from here is we'll just make sure this works first. We won't add our one-shot sand yet, because our one-shot sand does need to be timed differently. And I'll just put on some block 36s. Okay. So yeah, we've got our hammer here on the right, our sand on the left. So we'll fire that now. Hopefully that all works nicely. There we go, perfect. So we are stacking one below barrel height, which is exactly what we want. So from this point here, we've sort of got two routes we can go down. We can go with a scatterless OSRB or one with scatter. I'll probably go scatterless first. So probably just do sort of this on its own video, overstacking in its own video, and then a OSRB that does use scatter in its own video as well. But for now, we'll just do it without scatter. So what we can do from here is we want to add our one-shot sand. So I did mention in the last video, I'm pretty sure it's one-shot sand needs to be, what is it? Needs to be just before your one ref. So this is our one ref here. That's going off at 6.5, 7.5 from that button press. So we can pretty much just hook it up just like this, I reckon. Oops. Okay, and then that needs to be glass there as well. So yeah. Sweet. So that's currently going off at 6, and that's going off at 7.5. So this is going to be, well, not our one row, sorry, that's our one-shot sand. So we'll just do red sand to designate this as one-shot sand. /T5. So we'll fire that. Just make sure we are stacking. There we go, perfect. That looked pretty good. So that's our one-shot sand now wired up. Now, you're probably going to notice a problem with this. I'm going to do that all in the video when we do actually do the 384 OSRB, how you can keep this as an entity within your cannon. Basically, it's using a mini sand compressor, just before the booster for your hammer power, pretty much. And I'll show you how to time that up and wire that all up in the next video. So we got our one-shot sand in. The next thing we want to add in is our OSRB sand. So our OSRB sand needs to go one tick after our hammer. Again, we're using OE stacking here. So we'll just get that all wired up now. So I actually want 9 redstone ticks here. And we want, usually most people go with about 8 OSRB sand. Seems to be pretty standard. So I'll just wire that up. It's mostly 8 sand because, again, it comes back to explosion radius, really. But anyway, so we'll go multi-M8. So this is going to be our OSRB sand. It won't really do anything for the time being, but when we do add our OSRB hammer, it will start working. As long as I've timed everything correctly. If I haven't timed anything correctly, then we're kind of screwed, but for now, we'll just fire that. Okay, oh yeah, you can see the OSRB sand just pops out like that. And now we'll time up our OSRB hammer. So we want our OSRB hammer to be going off 2 redstone ticks before, or 2 redstone ticks after our hammer, and 1 redstone tick after our OSRB sand. So we are using that OE stacking, and we're just going to go with multi-M, probably 15 TNT. Okay, that's a funny little problem. Anyway, So yeah, again, we've just got this one redstone tick after the OSRB sand. TNT fill, and we'll fire. Go and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I don't think it will. Okay. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to start playing around with our hammer ratio, because we want a hammer ratio that's going to swing down. So what we'll do is we'll go multi-M 451, and we'll just keep building this until hopefully it works. Okay, that was an upswing ratio. So M452, and then we'll fire. I'm pretty sure this is how it's timed. I hope that's the case. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's so nice, actually. I'm going to erase a guide just so you can see that a bit better. Got pretty lucky there with our ratio. You can see there is a very, very clean OSRB. Wow, this video honestly went much better than I thought it would. There. Perfect. 8 blocks does OSRB at barrel height as well, with this particular ratio here. And I'll just see if we clip with it. I'm not sure if this will clip actually, to be honest. Basically what I mean by that is, can it OSRB when there is a solid block above it? No, okay. So it will clip. You do need to use a OSRB ratio that does scatter in order for it not to clip there. But yeah, this is just sort of how you time up your OSRB ratio that just does use the scatter and the OSRB hammer in the same set of dispensers basically. So what we can do now is we can actually set up a regen, and I'll sort of show you what this does to a regen and how it works. So what we'll do is we'll go down to the bottom here and we'll just go set cobblestone. We'll do all 4. Easiest way to do a regen usually is just to stack the lava up and just use / stack instead of manually filling in. So we'll just stack 15 up, stack 30 up. Oh, that's a bit better. Yep, nice. So we'll get this all nice and watered up now. And basically what's going to happen on the wall is you are going to stack your sand, and then when your hybrid hammer, well not your hybrid hammer, sorry, your OSRB hammer explodes, it's going to destroy the sand stack. Now it's going to break a hole in the wall. And then what's going to happen after that is after you destroy the sand stack, it's going to instantly restack sand. So what it's going to do is it's going to destroy the sand stack, and after it restacks that sand, and because there is now an air gap there, what's going to happen is it's going to physically push the water inside the regen, just like that. That's a very, very nice OSRB hole actually. So yeah, that's sort of it for this video. That's all I wanted to cover. I'll do a scatterless or scatterful OSRB in the next video, where we do have that separate scatter there, and we can sort of talk about how to not get these ratios to clip. It's an absolute pain in the ass to get an OSRB ratio that doesn't clip, but it is still possible, and there are resources out there with timings, specifically in Split's Discord. But yeah, that's all this video done. Just a very, very quick recap, I guess. So we want our OSRB sand to be going off 1 redstone tick after the hammer, so that's the OSRB sand there. So that's OSRB sand. OSRB sand 1 RT after hammer. Again, using render queuing, so this is going to be our OSRB hammer 1 RT after OSRB sand. So that's our OSRB hammer. That's our OSRB sand. This is going to be our one-shot sand. OS sand. I think it's any time before 1 rev. It could be before the hammer as well, but I usually just time mine before the 1 rev. And then of course we got our hammer, which in this case we're using 452 hammer. 452. I won't really narrow down the ratios on this one yet, because the OSRB that I do want to build will be used for complex, so you do need that scatter as well. But yeah, for anyone who wants a nice free ratio that won't break on complex for these timings, 0 to 6.57, here you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Went a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. I thought I was going to screw up some timings in there, but yeah, there you go. Perfect. So that's how an OSRB works, and yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next video. So have a good one.